Super. BS.
Anyways, thank you guys for joining us on a new episode of Mini BS. This is going to be a nice little short version we're going to try. I got some new friends back from the old ready to break some bread. My name is Brian Brank, Professor Wagner. You know me, you love me, and you know me, and maybe you hate me, but I hope that's not true. And anyways, I want to bring back an oldie but a goodie. Who's here with me? Speak, you Oregon foe.
Veet Mesquite. How's it going, guys?
Nice.
The Vita is back.
No! I put it in a drawer.
Vita forever. I love it.
And who is joining us as well?
Oh, it's Cenk Josherson.
Cenk Josherson, George.
Also known as Professor Wagner. That's
this
me.
is-
Oh, you're a
no,
professor now.
that's-
I didn't know you were a
Yeah,
professor.
yeah. No, actually, in
Yeah,
the time that you moved away, I got a PhD in stuff.
Oh, wow.
No, none of that. No, that didn't happen. Anyways, we're missing the Lady Madonna and Bank Stank himself, as well as some special girls. But we will be trying these mini BS episodes out and seeing how you guys like them. They're gonna be a little bit shorter, a little bit funner, a little bit faster, a little bit freer. Veet, I want to know what you've been playing. I want to know bad.
Oh, boy. Okay, well, as you know, I moved to Oregon and been
Wait, just so the viewers know, or listeners, where is Oregon on a map of the United States?
It's not in the United States. It's in another country called
Okay.
Texas,
Oregon. It's just above California.
next to Texas.
Next to
Above California,
Just a-
next to
just a-
Texas.
Thrones.
Right in
thrones
between
throw
Hawaii
away
and
from
California.
Texas.
A throne's throw. If you can
Throne.
throw a whole throne, then you can get to it from Texas.
That's how I do it. I throw my throne.
Ah!
A
So it's like-
stone's throw. Just a hip skip and a hip skip.
I like
Oh, boy.
I like
I'm a
the
hot
throne's
mess.
throw more though, just because it's like you could probably only throw it maybe half a foot, so
Well,
it's right next.
how
Well,
to
big of
it
a
California.
depends on how heavy the
big a
throne
we
is,
talking
Brian.
about?
It's a baby's throne,
If it's
okay?
a baby stone, I can throw it
Like
pretty
the
far.
Game of Thrones.
So in Oregon, do they have video games?
They do have video games. In fact, in Oregon, they have Nintendo Switches on the shelves fairly
No,
regularly.
they don't. That's a lie.
I got one. You'd be
You
prou-
got one?
You'd be proud of me.
Guys, hey, we're
We're
talking
very
about video games, not promoting tourism. Okay.
I am, yeah. I promote tourism to Oregon. Yeah, I mean, if they have SNES Classics over there, you're probably going to see a rush of people
It was actually
trying to find this.
interesting when I got it because I always just kind of casually look at the gaming section whenever I'm in, Target or any store, right? Just waiting to see it pop up on the shelves finally. And then I was surprised. I actually saw it. I was like, I kind of did a double take. And then when I went to talk to the guy, he said, yeah, it'll be sold out in an hour. But he says, he was telling me the same guy, this is in a Fred Meyer store in Oregon, which is, I don't know. I'd never heard of it before I got here.
It doesn't
but
exist. Yeah, it's a fake
I don't know.
store.
It's an Oregon store. It's cool. I like it.
It's a guy's house. His name's Fred and Meyer.
Freddie Myers. He was telling me the same guy comes in and he buys all the Nintendo Switches and the Nintendo 3DSs and he sells them over to like Saudi Arabia for like $5,000 a piece. I don't know if this is true or verified, but that's what he was telling me.
I verified it on Twitter, so that's true.
You can buy them,
Yeah,
and
and
sell them to Saudi Arabia for $5,000.
He's a Twitter verified.
can
I
we-
do.
Can we tweet at
That guy,
Saudi
Fred
Arabia?
Myers, he's Twitter verified, so I trust him.
No, I don't
man.
know if you have you guys heard of that or is that just something?
I
I'm-
don't know. I guess I'm starting a new
it
job,
makes
man.
sense. but-
No, seriously, I'm thinking about. I haven't opened it yet, but if that's true, I'm like, kind of want to sell
Okay,
it.
the
so
Switch
if you do
business.
that, you can technically move back to California on that kind of paycheck.
I know.
Yeah, there you go, man. You got to get back here where the land is free and home of the brave, okay?
But
Not like those Oregonian types.
ever since I saw Donna playing his Switch, and then that finally got me excited about it because that was the first time I saw it in person. I didn't look too appealing to me. And it's still not stoked on the controller. Got to get that Pro controller.
Gotta do it.
But I finally got one, and I'm honestly, when I saw like Mario Odyssey coming out soon and Skyrim. Between Zelda, Odyssey, and Skyrim, I was like, that's enough. Those three are enough. On my and me and Dave talked about this a while ago. On my like schedule of, having a baby to love on and a job and all that jazz, where my video game time has severely dropped. I don't need a ton of good games, but if those are each. I don't know how long Mario Odyssey is going to be, but.
So, 100 million hour game.
Oh my god!
And you can't beat it.
I'll do it in 5.
I'll speed run in 2 minutes.
But I'm excited. Between Breath of the Wild and Skyrim, I'm like, this is perfect. This is gonna.
That's like months of gaming.
I feel like
there.
I have been waiting to play a game like Skyrim on handheld like my entire life. This is what I've been waiting for.
I've been waiting for this moment all of my life. Oh Lord. Sorry, I gotta love some Phil Collins. I want to get back to that Switch soon, but I also want to know. I haven't talked to you for a while, Josh Jorkerson. What have you been playing, my boy?
So today I actually went out and bought Forza, and I forgot.
No, you didn't.
I forgot.
I did,
You like racing
and
games.
I loaned my Xbox to somebody. So haven't been
Wait,
able to
you
play it.
loaned your Xbox?
Well, yeah, because I wasn't using it, and they wanted to play something, so like I loaned it to them. I just gotta get it back. But anyways, I've been playing. I talked to you about this earlier this week. I've been kind of dragging through Final Fantasy 12.
You mean
Zodiac
enjoying
Age.
and loving every moment of
Dude,
it?
I
Yeah,
just-
Which
remember you
one?
saying
Which
that.
one are you playing?
12, the Zodiac Age. I got the remaster. For
Final Fantasy
PlayStation
12.
4, and I'm not a fan, man. Like I remember why the first time I didn't finish it because I just couldn't get into it, and
Because you weren't
know,
good
it's-
enough. And
no,
you
it's
got
not
good
even.
finally.
It's not even that. Yes, I suck at video games, but I still like to play them. But it's just I'm not interested. The main character doesn't have anything really to do with the story, and it's just the story itself doesn't even make sense. It's a lot of whining, It's very Kingdom Hearts-ish, I guess.
On a full episode of Super BS, Donna's gonna rain down on you like fire from hell.
Is he a huge fan of 12?
I love 12. Actually,
is Donna. I
Donna
asked if
agrees. Donna agrees with Josh about a lot of that stuff, like a lot of the character stuff. Because actually, the character Vaughn, who became the main character, was brought in because they wanted a character to appeal to Japanese people. He wasn't actually supposed to be the main character. That's why he's like a young boy.
Right.
I was reading that's why they gave him made Revenant Wings on the 3DS, I think it was.
DS.
Yeah, because it didn't really it fleshed out his story a little more and gave people more closure. But yeah, I do want to talk to Don about it. I just I haven't seen him for a bit, so next time.
Well, we'll get
Next
a Super BS
episode,
soon.
we'll-
I just wanted to get
we'll
a little
converse.
mini BSing because we haven't had old Veet on a while. We're gonna try to
Veet Mesquite.
get you in for some sweet talks about what you've been playing and edit some of those sweet bad boys in.
also,
when you
I
visit
did
us
play-
in California every week.
I played Evil Within also,
Even within 1 or 2.
the first one, and dude, that game is stressful, man. Like it's difficult, even like. I'm bad at video games, but it's hard and it's stress. It's not hard because hard to play. It's just stressful to play. Like you're constantly running from things, and like just the whole first chapter of the game, you're running from like a giant butcher in an apron who just wants to rip your torso out.
Right, but is it annoying or is it fun?
It's fun, but it's you run out of ammo. It's one of those games where you run out of ammo really quick, and so once you run out of ammo, you got to keep doing that thing where you walk up and you club them, and then you run away and hope that they don't chase after you. And then you have to do that like 10 times to finally kill somebody.
Yeah, because there's a difference between like Dark Souls hard, where you can learn how to fight the boss, and that's part of the game, versus like just a monotonous something that's just like tedious. And I'm just so over tedious games nowadays. I can't do it. So I just wanted you to clarify, which you did.
Yeah,
I
right.
can't really play the games anymore that are like, oh, it will get good after you play for 6 hours. Like,
Yeah, well, 'cause
I'm not going to play this for 6 hours. Like Assassin's Creed 3, where you make me play through the awesome part, and then you make me play through the boring intro as the kid for an additional 4 hours before I even unlock anything. No more.
I think
No
just
more.
as I get older, my passion and hate for things that I don't like in video games just grows. Like when you guys were, I don't know if it was last episode or 2 episode, when you guys were talking about like the Fallout 4 building, I
Oh,
wish
it's
I could have been
terrible.
on that show because I loathe it. I hate it so much. I I couldn't stand.
You played on
I couldn't
PC,
stand it.
right?
No, I played a Xbox. But
Okay, 'cause I was
which
about to say, if
which
you
we
played
talked
on-
about because it was freaking hard to do, to build,
Yeah.
and I was like, am I doing this wrong? I don't think so. And then when the rumors of like they might put that in Elder Scrolls, and I was like, kill me now if they put that in this. And like, well, we talked about it how maybe you add it as like an add-on, you know?
Yeah.
But I mean, I don't want it to be in one. Like we were talking about in Fallout 4 when like you'd be doing an important mission. It's like your colony's getting attacked. I was like, well, they're all gonna die right now because I'm over. I'm not leaving, and if I get punished for this, I'm gonna be pissed.
Have you guys
Yeah.
played a game called 7 Days to Die? It's on PS4 and Steam.
No, and Xbox One,
Like-
but no, I
and
haven't
Xbox.
played
In
it.
fact,
Well, so
I
ba-
didn't even mention what I'm playing. I just mentioned what I bought. I'm only playing.
Yeah, I know, we
Playing
haven't talked about it yet.
Undertale, which is fantastic.
Ooh, love that game.
Dude, I still got to get on
Love
that.
Where
that
you
game.
at?
Josh? Have you not played it?
I haven't yet. It's on my to-play
It's
list.
short. I haven't beaten it yet, so I'm one to talk. But it's short, and honestly, the soundtrack is amazing. It reminds
that's
me
what
of.
I keep hearing.
It's not like Halo ODST, but just every once in a while you play a game and the soundtrack is just enough. And Undertale is one of them. Brian and I were talking about it, just like I'm probably gonna go buy the soundtrack for it. Like I bought the
Yeah.
soundtrack for Fez. I'm probably gonna buy Undertale.
Yeah, this is one of the few games I actually bought the soundtrack on vinyl. Like, I liked it that much. I think the only other games I can think of that I liked the soundtrack as much is Chrono Trigger and maybe Final Fantasy VI. Otherwise, like, Undertale is probably one of my top favorite soundtracks. But yeah, you should,
Super good.
Josh, you should play it. It's only it
Is it-
took
can
me
I
I
get
want
it
to
on-
say 6 hours to beat the first time.
Can I get it on PlayStation?
It's on PlayStation, Vita, and like in computer,
Vita.
PC, like
Okay.
Vita.
Oh,
But
I miss Davey.
when are you
Poo.
gonna start playing
need
those
to-
sweet?
need-
I know, so
I
he can
need
fight you
Dave
on that.
Stock Corners.
Yeah, I know, man. Well, we'll be bringing the gang back together again, but we've been going through some transitional bumps
Yep.
with time schedules and whatnot.
And even this show for our listeners, it's a first show where we're not
We're
all
trying to do
not all in
some-
the same room together, which is
Well, I mean, I have a
Don't-
27-inch screen, so it kind of feels
no,
like
I
we're
know.
on the
I
same
have to
room.
say, it's seeing you guys on the screen. It's not as good as being in person, but this is considerably better than how I thought it was going to be. And I mean, the sound quality is to be determined. But Brian's done some interviews, and the
TBD.
sound quality's been getting better. So we're working on it, guys.
Yeah,
Hey, for
don't
real,
break the
though,
illusion. We're all in the same room
Oh,
together
right.
right now. California, that Oregon bill was a joke. We don't even believe in that place. Doesn't exist.
Hey,
No,
for real, though,
and we'll be getting
props
some
to-
more sweet stuff up. We got some more interviews lined up in the future, and we'll get some super BS back. But I like the idea of having a mini BS, checking in with our bros from the BS lineage, and getting some new stuff done. And we miss you, listeners, and we missed all catching up. I've been playing a game that I don't really want to talk about much here because I want to talk about with Donna because he has actually played and beaten it. But I've been playing Cuphead, and all I will say is it's probably maybe one of the coolest games I've ever played. I don't know if it's like my favorite game or the top game of the generation or anything like that, but just following that close to an aesthetic where it's all like I want to say 1940s, might even be 1930s cartoons, and following that by making the music that way and making the art style that way and making the bosses look that like it's really, really, really a treasure. It's such a cool thing. I would say play it on Steam if you don't have an Xbox, but it plays really, really well on Xbox One, and pretty stoked. I haven't turned on my Xbox like almost all summer before that, so I was just playing Switch non-stop.
Oh yeah,
And-
and I want to say I listened to your West of Loathing interview, and that was super
they're
cool,
cool
Brian.
dudes.
And because funny enough,
Right?
I use you and Eric mostly for my my video game news, and then I get to actually comment on it sometimes when I'm on the show, which is kind of funny. But it was pretty cool.
Oh, and
and
it-
so
Yeah.
but it was interesting.
Donna will do some of these mini BSs with us soon too. He's just figuring some stuff out.
Hopefully we can get Davy Poo too. But my point
Yeah, that'd be
being is,
cool.
it was interesting hearing you, and I think the listeners might be interested, talking about like the different programming that they did, especially with their first game, which they said was more of like a website than an actual programmed game. I
Yeah,
found
it's
that
crazy.
super interesting. And then And then me and you've talked a little bit about Game Maker, which I think is what he used for Undertale, right?
Yeah, that's what the Toby Fox used for Undertale. There's a lot of great
Right.
programs, but continue. Sorry.
No, it's all super interesting because I don't have the time right now, but I'd love to make one eventually. And the thing about video games is it's kind of becoming like what is it? Squarespace. You know how Squarespace? You guys know Squarespace? They can.
Yeah.
They're a sponsor of the show. One day,
They'll
maybe.
advertise for free. Squarespace, buy your
Squarespace.
mattress or it's free.
No, but like, so they have those websites where you just get these. You buy these already built websites and you make them. It's how I made my website, and it looks really good. And I'm thinking video games are just going to get easier and easier, which is awesome for me because I'm. One of the big things between video games is programming, but it seems like that's going to be disappearing more and more. Where just talented people like Toby and myself are going to be able to make these cool.
Toby Fox and myself equal level,
equal-
even though I've not made something and Toby has, just the same.
I've written books,
same level.
so I'm just
I know.
transferring. I'm
Same.
making the equivalent, but that was all super interesting to me, and I think that as it moves forward, programs like Game Maker are just going to get easier and better. Because I checked it out. With YouTube these days, you can get a tutorial of anything, and I watched a few, and it was really easy, and and if I wasn't just moved to Oregon with a kid in a new job and doing my second draft of my book and talking with some possible agents, then I would be making a video game. But unfortunately, I
gotta
don't
do
have
it.
time for. The older you get, I think it was my.
You have more time.
No, my dad
just
said this.
Tell everybody
the
real thing.
You only have time to do. He said either 4 or 5 things in your life when you get older. So it's like family, job, and like 2 hobbies. You only have time to do 4 or 5 things well in your life as you get older, and you kind of have to choose. Because I'd love to play music and do that, but that's lower than video games. So right now, anyway, a bit of a rant, but for people that are interested in making video games, check out Game Maker. And I found that in the interview really interesting. So if you missed that episode and you're interested, you might want to go back and listen to them talk about it.
Kind of something I want when I talk to people, I like asking like what they do. Some people go through programming. Zach, he did everything through JavaScript, which is a language, but it's primarily done for websites. So I mean,
Right.
it's kind of incredible that he made such a in-depth, detailed thing, and it's been a real pleasure just to be able to talk to these people and pick their brains because making games is going to become easier, but it's still not going to make good games become easier to make.
And he talked about that in the episode.
Yeah.
He talked about how a lot of people have an idea, but way fewer people have the vision to have the idea and to work through the idea and then to pull off the idea. It's the same with every medium. It's the same with movies. It's the same with writing. It's the same with books. The thing is that it is getting more easier attainable for video games now, but still you have to have that drive to see something through completion. And he talked about starting off with a small project because Undertale's not very long. So I'm hoping if he makes an Undertale 2, he can flesh it out a little bit more. I don't want it to be super long, but a little bit longer would be nice, I think.
Yeah, I mean, it would be interesting. I'm curious if he'll go back to that well. I want to say Toby Fox is 23 or 24, and Undertale sold at least 1 million copies
more than a
at
million.
$20.
Yeah,
so,
I don't know how old he is. I just see older than me and younger than me, and he's.
It's crazy how young people are when they're
he's
making
younger,
these
so I'm
games.
gel.
No, it's all right. I mean, there's very talented people on all ages of spectrums, but I'm just saying he's very young, so he doesn't maybe need to have as many millions as he has. So who knows how long it will take to go back to that well.
And we have an interview with him coming up, right?
Yeah, you got it. He loves doing interviews. If you find him online, he's
going to be on our
number
show.
one interview
to
guy.
be determined.
Oh yeah.
I think.
Try to keep all the listeners listening to this.
Okay.
Yeah,
Maybe not,
we'll get him.
listeners.
Maybe next week, guys. Every week I say that. I just got off the horn with Toby, man. It's coming right around the corner. Josh, before we kind of wrap up and talk to Veet about a little bit more before we close out today. Anything cool been going on with you? We're probably going to skip some gaming news and get to that in a super BS and keep these mini BSs just for fun chatsies about games and things that we like about games.
Yeah, no, I mean, I've been working on a little Super BS site that the viewer or listeners will be able to check out here soon.
Hooray!
But so I do want to talk about one gaming item. So a lot of people have been talking to me about the Star Fox, people making cartridges off of the SNES Star Fox 2.
Yeah,
SNES
Classic. Yeah,
what do you guys think of that?
Or they released Star Fox 2 for the first time ever.
Yeah, because I guess they're selling them on eBay now. And do you think Nintendo knew that was going to happen, or what are your thoughts on this?
So these carts have been coming out for years for tons of games, like Earthbound 3 or Earthbound 2. People called it Mother 3, which was never released in English. People put that on a Game Boy Advance cart with the fan translation. So this stuff. What?
Oh, can't you just do that with like a ROM though? Like if you download a ROM.
That's what this is.
Okay.
So they rip the ROM from the SNES Classic since it has USB stuff in it, and then they put it on the cart. This is totally illegal. So I mean, we'll see how long Nintendo lets it slide. But for those other games, like you can go on Etsy or a bunch of things, and games like Donna would know this better, but like Terranigma and Illusion of Gaia of Super Nintendo, there's a third game, or maybe it is Terranigma. And
No,
it's really hard to find or localize.
Pretty sure that's different.
What's up? Well, anyways, one of those games you can find on Etsy that is really, really hard to find, and they sell tons of copies. Bahamut Lagoon, a Square Soft game that's like a tactics RPG.
Yeah, we all
from
know
Super Nintendo.
Bahamut Lagoon, obviously.
Everybody knows Bahamut Lagoon because it never was released here. But anyways, you can buy that, and it plays in a Super Nintendo now. It's really weird. It's like people I think call it ROM dumping, where they put them on the actual cartridges, but it's just like a ROM dump. So
I mean, that's ingenuitous.
Yeah, I mean, it's definitely illegal. I mean, it'd be the same as you buying a DVD, getting a DVD burner, and then like making it look nice and selling it.
It's funny
like
how
it's literally the same.
That is illegal, but it's so accessible. Like you buy any computer and it gives you the ability to do that. So why would you not do that?
Well, why? Well, you don't sell it, so you don't go to prison.
That's true.
Hey, Brian, when I was in the store and I saw the Nintendo Switch for 300 bones and I saw the 3DS for 200 bones, I was like, well, that's stupid. That was an easy choice, go an extra 100 for the Switch. But my question is, and I don't know why I thought this, did you mention that like you're hoping they port the 3DS games to the Switch eventually? Or
I'm hoping they will. I know that it's the dual screens.
has there been any rumors? Has Reggie gotten back to you about that?
Reggie got off the plane. He gave me a call. He said he was tired, so he talked to me later. I mean, I'm just waiting.
Doing?
He's our next interview, man.
No, I know. I see him in the back of your room.
I see him. He's just hanging out there.
Reggie,
man.
get on the
couch.
mic.
I'm just breathing heavy on Brian's neck. Do
No,
you think that there's going to be a demand
I would love
for
for
that?
them to. Sorry, what'd you say, Josh?
Oh, sorry. Do you think that there's going to be a demand for that? Because people are going to start playing the Switch instead of the 3DS soon.
Exactly.
So here's
That's my
the
point.
thing.
Are there any rumors? Have you heard? Is there any official rumors at all by any means?
No, nothing. But here's the thing. I hope it happens. The things that make me nervous are the Switch has sold, I want to say, probably 6 to 8 million copies now, which is a lot. It was at 4 or 5 million in June, so we haven't heard since then. I assume it's higher than that now.
Oh, it's been selling out every time.
The 3DS, however, is at 100 or 120 million sold.
Ooh.
So it's like they have no real need to put these games on the Switch. I'm just hoping Metroid doesn't sell enough on 3DS. So they're like, hey, put it on Switch where people will buy it.
Yeah, I just want them to drop the price for it. So
The 2DS or the Switch or the 3DS?
The 3DS. My 3DS that I had when that broke, like I dropped it. Like 4 months after I bought it, I have yet to have a 3DS since. So I haven't had a 3DS for years.
Do you think that it has anything to do with the resolution on the 3DS being so low as compared to what the Switch is?
Because I know the price or them not wanting to put it on the Switch?
The picture resolution, because if you took isn't this? I think the 3DS runs in 240, and if you were to port that onto the Switch, it'd be kind of a look not. It wouldn't really look that great.
Yeah, so they have a game called Mighty Gunvolt Burst that's already on the Switch. That was a 3DS game that doesn't look very good. It hasn't stopped other publishers from doing it. I couldn't tell you if Nintendo's going to actually do it, But I'm just saying, like, if they wanted to get me and a lot of other people who do not want to play their 3DS anymore to buy Metroid Samus Returns, which I would love to play, they need to put on Switch. There's too many good games. I mean, we're not going to do news today, but I mean, just there were 18 games released on Switch last week. There are, and while they were not all good, they have had one good Switch game come out every week. 2 weeks ago, SteamWorld Dig 2. Last week, Golf Story. This week has Stardew Valley, Axiom Verge, and Oxenfree all coming out on the same day. I mean, there's, like, I don't know. For me, it's like they could put more games on there if they want to, you know? Like, they could put their games. But it's getting to, I mean, sorry, I actually lost my train of thought when I said that. The problem for me is there are too many good games on Switch, so why would I go back to the 3DS? Like, I don't need to go back to the 3DS. I've got good games. Like, so Nintendo can port it, or I won't play it. Like, it's kind of one of those things, and you know, I don't know if they're dying or crying in their bed that I'm not going to play one of their games. I know that I'm their most revered fan, and they got a couple statues of me. But
listening.
yeah, like, it's one of those things, and I know a lot of other people in that same boat. The 5 or so million of us that have Switches don't really want to play 3DS anymore.
Yeah.
But we'll see if they do anything about that.
I don't really want to play it. I just want to play the games on the Switch now.
Yeah,
So-
once you play the Switch, you realize, like, hey, these controls are a lot more comfortable for my hands, and if I want to play on the TV, I just do that.
Yeah.
You know, I don't have to require an extra dongle. Like,
Yeah, so I mean, I went Vita a long time ago. We all know that. But if I could
Yeah,
get
VV.
Mesquite. But if they release the games, there's certainly some games I've been. I mean, I'd never played the Mario 3DS
Land?
3D Land
Yeah.
for the 3DS. That
really
looked
good.
awesome.
it's great.
I'd
Probably one of my favorite portable Marios ever, if not my favorite portable Mario.
Oh, yeah?
Go ahead. Sorry.
No, that was it.
Yeah, it's amazing. I do want to wrap this up. Anything that you've got cool that's going on right now? I know you mentioned you were working on a book, and we'll probably have you on a mini BS pretty soon, if not in like a sweet super BS pretty soon. But anything else that's been going on, or just living life in that sweet Oregonian trail?
Oregon Trail.
In that
For
camper.
you Oregon
get-
Trail
do you
fans
get
out there, I
dysentery out
saw
there?
that you can get the Oregon Trail card game now at
That's what
at
it's all
Target
about.
and online. So that's actually I actually might pick that up because
Only sold in
I
Oregon.
know you guys played the Oregon Trail.
Yeah, I did. It's amazing.
yeah.
Yeah.
I hunted all the bulls.
So I'm super down to buy the card game.
Or the bison, sorry.
I know.
Didn't hunt
I know,
bulls.
right? I always charge the rivers. I would charge and just be like, well, if they do.
I loved writing on the tombstones. That was probably my favorite thing.
I'd always-
Here lies whatever, and then you write a dumb note.
It'd always be like, pay the ferry or charge the river. I'd be like, I'm not paying for the ferry. Charge the river. And I don't know. I never lost the game that I can remember, but I'd always lose a lot of people.
That's what it's all about, man. Losing those people.
I always picked banker, and I would charge the river so that when I ended the game, I'd have a ton of money.
Yeah, nice, man. You can't lose any of those supplies. You let all the people go, though. Well, Josh, anything cool happening with you? I know you said you're working on the site. Anything else that's going on?
Not right now, man. I mean, I'm still working on a book. I know Jake's probably working on the same thing. So, well, hey, let's race. Let's see who finishes first.
This is going to be the race against
Yeah.
time, man. This is going crazy. This is around the world in 80 days.
What
times
are
two.
we racing to? What's the
To
goal?
finish the book
Because
first.
I
Who can
finished
do
it.
man.
I'm
This
doing
is-
my
No.
second draft.
Oh man,
Never mind.
But you're
I
not done
forfeit.
yet till you're done, man. We're doing this. Oh my goodness, this is gonna
Oh
happen.
my gosh! I
Oh
guess
man, all the
Josh
betters,
prepared
all
to
the
just
people are
get
lining
beat,
up at my door
ready
now.
to be beat Mesquite.
Sounds like I'm already beat Mesquite.
They're lining up to get their bets in. Anyways, we got some cool stuff coming up. We're gonna take it out real nice and easy. Thank you for joining us. Talk to you soon,
That was
V.
a very
Talk to you
sensual
soon,
ending.
Josh.
You guys.
Peace.
That's to us people that can feel things. It